This is the COROS Nomad and I've been navigating with it to see how it is, using it for maps, navigations. If you were to use this, for example, in ultra running and take it out into the trails, out into the mountains, is this good enough to keep you on track and heading to your destination? Okay, so let's dive into some of the navigational features. So this is the watch face and you can scroll through different watch faces, really cool. But to get to navigation, hold down the bottom right hand button. We've got navigation, we've got maps and we've got compass. So if you select compass, it's very responsive on the COROS Nomad, and you get the longitude and latitude. We'll come out of there and we can go on to map. So what map will do is take you into the map view. It will take a while to require the GPS signal. You saw it there, what was that, a couple of seconds, and you can zoom all the way out. With COROS currently it's only 3 miles, so you can see the town that I'm in at the minute, and you can zoom all the way in, and with COROS that is 50 feet. What's really cool as well, if you can notice that, so as I'm turning my body, this is really impressive. I saw that with the COROS Pace Pro as well, and the responsiveness is really good, and you can see the trail there. So if I just flick the camera up, that's the trail we're looking at. And back down to the COROS. So yeah, you can zoom out and see where that trail leads to. We've got some train tracks over there, and I've actually made my own waypoint. So over here I have a waypoint called Pot of Gold. I can't tap on it or anything, so that's worth noting. And I have the elk over here, so you can see the paw print. So if you're Joe Rogan or Cameron Haynes searching for your elk, you can see how far away that is relative to your location. So yeah, it's just over there. We'll come out of the maps though, and again, you can scroll around for days. Unlike the Garmin, you can't just kind of hold down and select navigate to. Now, I will show you this later, but you can whip out your phone, however, and navigate to with the COROS app. But let's just dive into the GPX files. So to get to GPX, we'll come back to the control panel. Remember, hold that down. And we're going to go to navigation. Now this is where I've sat on the COROS app and created a little GPX file. So we select navigation. You can see I've got COROS versus Suunto, and we can choose to hike it, run it, open water swim it. You've got all the options in the world to navigate this GPX. Let's go back to run, and here we go. So we are about to begin our maps. You can choose the direction that you want to go on this route. So you can go in reverse if you want to do it back to front. Got deviation alerts, you can turn that on or off, really useful for if you go off track. You've got turn by turn navigation, which you can turn on or off. Obviously we'll leave that on, and we can delete. So we're going to select start route. Measuring heart rate, please wait in place, cool. Start now, let's go. You can see that we can reach start point, or we've reached it. Let's pan and zoom in a little bit closer, or we can zoom out and see the full course. I've gone a bit crazy with the checkpoints here. I actually imported this from the Suunto app, and every little turning that I made, it created into a checkpoint. But if you just look here and look at the scrolling speed and how quick this is, as I scroll through my watch and check out the map, we go around the lake here on this new housing estate, and then down through the forest here, past the train tracks to the end. But I believe to get onto the maps, we've got to swipe this way. I'm not really sure, there we go. And then what you've got, when you're on the data pages, you can scroll around by moving your body around, and you see that little blue circle will always point in the right direction. So I love that you can see, oh, my heart rate is 73 beats per minute, and the direction I need to go is over in that direction. You're going to see the distance, your pace, your heart rate, and obviously the direction that you need to go. You've got the lap distance and all that stuff that you can look at. And again, of course, you can change all of this data, but this is kind of the stock stuff. So this is what's straight out of the box, time of day. We've got the waypoint, so let's go to the start, brother. So to get to the start, brother, is roughly, I believe, what, 0.01 of a mile? So let's get to the start, brother. Just going to walk this way. Sorry, the camera's bouncing everywhere. There we go. So I've reached the start, brother, and that's the first waypoint that I've made. And the start, brother, is obviously something that I put on the app, so you can make little checkpoints or waypoints, and obviously name them whatever you want. So let's go to the next waypoint by following the blue arrow to the water refill station. So this shows the power that you can have when you're hiking through the mountains. You can see the direction you've came from, which is this blue line here, and the red line is obviously the direction that you need to go. So we're going to follow the red line. So it's going over this way now, just staying nice and close to the tree line here. Walking along, and we can see we're coming up to our next checkpoint, which is over there at the bottom of the field. And just to check what that is, so again, that is the water refill station. So if you're in an ultra marathon and you want to see the water refill station checkpoint, you can name all this and edit all this yourself. We're going to get there in a second. There we go. So I've reached the water refill station checkpoint, which is obviously represented as this. So yeah, really powerful features. What you've got here again is the elevation chart. So at the minute we're in Norfolk and this is flat. So it's done, COROS have done their best effort to make this look like a gnarly course, but this is like a couple of feet down and up and down and up. Nothing crazy. but really cool because if you're in the mountains, you'd see obviously massive graphs of the mountain where you can see how far up you are and obviously how far on the descent you are. It's really useful. And then we're back to the front. So that's the way it works. Again, it's all touch screens. You can go through your data screens and you can always kind of swipe to the left to get to your maps, which is really cool. Now this action button I haven't set up yet. I don't know what the action button's going to do if I press it. So let's press it and have a look. So at the minute, I think it's defaulted to take me to the map. So if I press the action button, I go to the map, I press it again, back to data screen. So that is super powerful. You're running along and trying to catch your breath. Which way do I go? I go this way and then back to the maps. Oh, my heart rate is, 53 or 70 beats per minute. So bang, bang. And how quick is that? And again, with that processor, really impressive stuff. So I'll press the button twice, 1, 2, click on this, pan and zoom all the way out, 3 miles. There we go, it's loaded the course already. Zoom all the way in, loaded the course already. So this new chipset that they've got inside is really powerful stuff. We're scrolling through our course here. You can see all the black lines representing the tracks. And I believe COROS have improved their topographical lines as well if you're in the mountains and stuff like that. Should we go to one more checkpoint? I think we should. We've got the turn-by-turn notification just popped up there to let me know to, I guess, continue on straight, but we're veering to the right. I'm not really sure, but that's in 167 feet, so that's really cool to have the turn-by-turn navigation. And to be honest, in my own experience, I've used this for some of the toughest races in the world, the COROS navigation platform, and it's been fantastic, really. So yeah, you are going to get some very powerful navigation. The GPS we have in here as well is kind of a very accurate GPS chipset, so you're not going to see too much kind of like jumping around. Obviously I need to test this and actually see if the proof is in the pudding, but yeah, COROS are claiming very accurate, was it dual multi-band. It's got all of the bands that you'll need for accurate GPS tracking, so that when you're climbing up those canyons and doing your outdoor bouldering, you're not going to have the GPS jumping all over the place. But you can see here I'm getting really close now to my next checkpoint, which is just over here next to Joe Blunt's lane. So I can see if I pan the camera up, I'm just heading up that way and then through into the bushes where there is there's a train track. So yeah, we're heading up that way and then turning right basically. So let's continue walking. And what I will do before I get is we have got the Suunto Vertical. So I'm just going to load up this course on the Suunto Vertical as well. So we're going to go down to the maps. We'll select map to navigate, Suunto Race S. This is the exact same route. Select to run. So let's start that. Go through to our maps, zoom in, and that's the kind of difference that you're getting there in terms of COROS versus Suunto. I believe Suunto is obviously Sapphire Glass, so it's a bit more reflective Sapphire, but obviously you're getting that durability with the scratching and stuff. With the COROS Nomad, you're getting like, I believe probably some sort of Gorilla Glass, so yeah, easier to scratch but not as reflective, so there are your advantages there. In daylight, they show you those viewing angles with the cloud coverage here, so it depends what you value in terms of having the durability or obviously a little bit more clarity. Let's just zoom in here so you can see the difference in speed. If I zoom out and zoom out again, so the Suunto Vertical I believe is like 2.5 years old now, and it's still like a very fast watch. You saw a loading screen there, but it's still very impressive. Another loading screen, and we're getting really far out now. So if I keep going out, that's 2 kilometers, then 5 kilometers. And the crazy thing with the Suunto Vertical is you can just keep on going. So that's 20 kilometers now, and this is 20 kilometers, there we go. And it's still loading, but look how far zoomed out we are compared to the 3 miles that you're getting with COROS. So there are some benefits with the COROS, is that you're getting a much faster chipset, but yeah, in terms of how much you can zoom out now on Suunto, I mean, it's wild. And to be honest, look how quick this is at loading. This is all real time here. This watch is like 2.5 years old. So yeah, the Suunto Vertical is still a very powerful navigating device. Let's zoom in on the COROS. Let's just scroll on both of them. So just going to scroll on the Suunto. You can see there I'm scrolling through the GPX file, scrolling on the COROS. So to be honest, both very powerful and very smooth scrolling experience on both the COROS and the Suunto. And if I just turn my body, so you can see the difference there in, well, basically how quick it turns and how impressive this really old Suunto device still is. The Vertical is one of my favourite memory and pixel watches. I mean, this is just insane. Look at that. In terms of responsiveness, just done a full 360 there. Yeah, I would say maybe the compass is a bit more responsive on Suunto at the minute. If you look at that, there we go. Let's just jump back to where we are now, so you can see the difference there. Another watch you probably want to see is the COROS Pace Pro. So we go, I've loaded a route on the COROS Pace Pro. This was one of my criticisms of the Pace Pro. Can you see the difference here? We've got a white screen or a white background in the background on the COROS Pace Pro, which I'm not sure if you can change yet. Yeah, there does seem to be some improvements needed on the Pace Pro, and if you're someone who's going to be doing a lot of navigation, you're going to get a more clearer, I think, experience in terms of the navigation. I mean, look at that, we're in the exact same location. One thing I will say though is I believe there's an update for the Pace Pro, which I haven't done yet, so maybe these will look more similar. I'm not too sure. I'll have to investigate that for the next video. Okay, so back to the star of the show. Let's just show you something else with the watch. I think you've got the basic idea of how this watch works with the elevation profile and the navigation, the maps that you can zoom in and out of. How do I get out of here? Right. So another thing we can do, bear in mind the activity is still running in the background, so some of these things are disabled as you can see, but we actually want to navigate to a pin. So we're going to click on pins, we're going to go to Around Me, a Quorang GPS, and it can see that I've created a pin called Elk. So yeah, again, getting back to Joe Rogan, Cameron Haynes, keep on hammering. We've got the Elk that we can navigate to and also the Pot of Gold. Elk I've selected, I can select Start Route, and I assume this is going to draw a straight line to the direction of the Elk, which it has. So if I turn my body, we can see this straight line that's been drawn, and let's just pan and zoom out of the map a little bit. So you can see here very clearly, or I hope you can see very clearly, my location is this blue triangle, and you can see this line that COROS have created here that shows me the direct path of travel that I can get to my Elk. So yeah, if I've spotted some elk near the lake, near the tracks here, I've pinned that location and I can locate to it. So real powerful stuff, and on the fly as well, you know, I can just change that. So let's go back to pins. Oh, actually, I didn't want to navigate to that. I actually wanted to go to the Pot of Gold. We'll press Start Route, and you can see that my direction of path was going up that way to the Elk. It's now heading over this way to the field, and that's where the Pot of Gold is. So let's just line myself up, pan and zoom out, and you can see that Pot of Gold that I've made as a pinned location just there. So really powerful stuff. Again, this could be your tent. It could be some climbing locations where you want to go climbing and you've pinned it with you and your buddies. You know, however you want to use this is really kind of useful. Let's try that voice note feature. Music, let's go back to pin. It must be in pin, right? Add current location. You've got the voice pin, you've got the pin, and you've got all these custom ones such as hazards. Maybe you've seen like a hazard, like a cliff drop or something, and you want to notify yourself for future reference. But yeah, let's do a voice pin. Say phrases with keywords like bathroom or parking for speech recognition. Check notes in app exercise. Details maps after the workout. Cool. Hi, my name is Kingsley and I am about to go for a run. So there we go. I've just recorded my pin, pressed the tick, recording saved, sync to app for recognition results, and that's done. Look at that, saved. I'm testing out the voice pin feature because my last pin feature didn't work on my activity, so hopefully this does work. I have the watch right up to my voice. Let's move it away to down where your wrist would usually be. So this is where my wrist would usually be, and now my mouth is back up to the watch. So we'll test the video and audio quality. So what other navigational features have we got? I think that really is all of them. The last one I want to show you is more of like a safety one. So let's go back to navigate. The last thing I want to show you is the back to start feature. And we click onto back to start. It's going to work out that navigational route. And if I turn my body back into the location that we've gone in, you can see here, that's how I get back to start. To head back to the town where we started this video. The responsiveness there is a massive improvement from COROS, to be honest. I saw that again in the Pace Pro. This is our location now, and it's going to take us back to the start via the route that we took to get here. So again, if you get lost in the mountains, this might be the thing that gets you back. I'm pretty sure there's like a story of Kylian Jornet using this feature to get back to the start of his location. So yeah, it's a really kind of powerful safety feature that you might have to rely on, you know, when your phone fails, when you can't see anyone around you, and it's back to the COROS Nomad to save you. Another thing to bear in mind is it doesn't have bearing location. So with a lot of watches, you can kind of get the compass open, you can lock the compass heading and do like a bearing navigation. It doesn't seem like you can do that on here. Got the barometer, the format, calibration, and that seems to be it. I hope you enjoyed the video of the COROS Nomad and how to navigate with this watch. A very powerful tool. Again, you're getting that memory and pixel screen, so you're getting better battery life than what you see from the COROS Pace Pro. But inside of this watch is obviously that improved chipset. So scrolling through the map is just like lightning blazing quick. And yeah, loading those maps is quick. And the COROS platform as well is really powerful. How you can go onto the COROS app, just click on a location, select navigate to, and obviously sync it with the watch, which takes honestly like a couple of seconds, and then go and like chase your adventure. So it's a really powerful hiking tool with good battery life, good durability, good kind of like visibility as well with that screen under like cloud coverage and things. And as well for that price, it's coming in at a very competitive offering really. Any questions, leave them down below. I hope you've enjoyed this video and peace out.